Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Just Born Movies, where we take movies straight out of the Hollywood womb and dissect them for you. My name's David Wray, and I'm your host. To my right is the ever-present man of constant hatred, Paul Workman.
Too sweet.
And to my left is our guest this week, Justin, who's the winner of our contest. So,
Woo! Hey, guys.
Justin, what did we see?
Tonight we saw Deadpool 2.
So, what is Deadpool 2?
It follows Wade Wilson, the Merc with a Mouth, after the events of Deadpool 1, which, do we even call it Deadpool 1 at this point, or is it just the beginning of the Deadpool universe?
I'm just going to call it Deadpool.
Yeah.
If I need to talk about 2, I'm going to talk about Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Is it the Deadverse? Are we going that far? Fox, are we going that far?
Is it the Poolverse?
Marvel, are we going that far?
I mean,
Disney?
they did want they wanted people young enough to carry the franchise for 10 to 15 years.
That was a stated point of the film.
There's this kid. He's in trouble.
Move or die.
Pump the hate brakes, Thanos. I ain't letting Cable get to him. But I can't do this alone. We need backup. We're gonna form a super duper fucking group.
It's time to get back on LinkedIn.
Obviously, Deadpool 2 stars Ryan Reynolds, the actor with a mouth.
Yes.
Josh Brolin playing yet another villain for Marvel. After playing Thanos, now he's back as Cable. We have Marina. How do you pronounce her last name? I never get it right. Baccarin. There we go. As Vanessa. And we get introduced to some other new faces as well. We get Zazie Beetz as Domino.
The delightful Zazie Beetz.
Yeah, she does a really good job in this film. Brianna Hildebrand comes back as the mutant with a really long name.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yep. We get some other mutants that I'm not going to spoil who plays them for you. I'm going to let you go ahead and enjoy those.
We do get the big guy back, Colossus.
Yep, we get Colossus back. Yep. So, Justin, what did you expect going in?
So, pretty much coming from the first Deadpool, coming to the second one, I was expecting the jokes. I was expecting the over-the-top violence that kind of defined the first one. And I don't think I was disappointed in where the movie went. I wanted to see the relationship between, I forget her name, the character's name.
Vanessa.
Vanessa
Ness.
and Wade, Ness, as he kept calling her. I wanted to see that go somewhere, and I wanted to see who the bad guy was, because all the trailers made it seem like Cable was the big bad. But that doesn't quite play right with what people know from the comics if you've read the comics. Yeah,
going into this, I just kind of expected them to say, hey, we need a new plot, and we're going to put it on top of Deadpool and moving forward.
Yeah, mostly I expected pretty much what you got in the first one. It was fun. It was not as clever as it thought it was. And, it was pretty much every superhero trope that they thought they were being irreverent towards, but they were still completely using.
So, Justin, since we talked about your expectations going in, what didn't work for you in this film?
I felt like the pacing was a little bit off with some of the emotional beats that they tried to put in there. I understand you're trying to build some character, but you're trying to build character for Deadpool, and I don't really know if it worked as much. There were some poignant moments, and I really enjoyed those, but I felt like it kept coming back to the well a little bit on that one.
Paul, what about you?
I feel this one kind of leaned too hard on the fact that they could just be out of control with the language, with the subject matter. While it did elicit a lot of laughs from me, at the same time, it was just like, you see the first one, and nobody was sure if it was going to work, so it's in there, but this time it's completely noticeable, where it's like, okay, yeah, we got to say the F word, so let's do it as much as possible.
Yeah, we know we're going to be R-rated, so we're just going to use it.
I didn't think they were over the top with the gore like they were in the first one, though. I almost felt like they dialed it back just a little bit.
Yeah, I think the gore got dialed back, yeah.
Which I'm fine with gore. I mean, it's a comic book film about a guy that assassinates people, so gore's good with me. It's just when you hang so much of your humor on the fact that you could say the F word and other words after that it's just like, okay, you're hanging way too much of your hat on that.
Yeah. There was one, though. There was one that I was waiting to hear, and I did get to hear it.
Yeah, one of the things that really didn't work for me was a lot of even the secondary and tertiary characters. Some of them were just kind of thrown on the screen to give the harken back. Negasonic was. She was just kind of there. Even Colossus was really the only one who kind of was a part of anything.
Mm-hmm. And he had a really good storyline in this.
But I feel like they used Negasonic Teenage Warhead to give you the beat for Yuko, which was fun.
Yeah, Yuko was fun, but like I said, even with her, it's like, okay, and suddenly we see her using her powers. I mean, there's not a whole lot there.
Yeah.
And even with the kid that we see in the trailer that Cable's hunting and Deadpool's trying to protect.
And honestly, I'll say that with Yuki and Negasonic, I was kind of where you were at, but where the film ends up, it kind of made them being such fringe characters okay with me. Just where it ends.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, as the story as a whole, obviously we're focusing on Deadpool. We're focusing on Cable. So I didn't really have a problem with it. It felt like some of the things that they just kind of threw in there to throw in there and say, hey, now let's make a laugh out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the X-Force, for the most part.
Yes.
Anything else kind of stand out to you in this movie, Justin Paul? Anything that made you kind of go, I liked that, or I didn't like that, without being too spoilery?
To me, I liked Brolin as Cable, but I honestly liked him better as Thanos.
Yeah.
I liked him in this film. He was okay. He wasn't great.
I didn't feel much of a chemistry between him and Ryan Reynolds. And I felt like there should have been something there.
Yeah, especially with the history of the characters. Mm-hmm. There's definitely... Yeah, they felt maybe in Deadpool 3 we'll get more of that chemistry, and this was kind of a setup.
I'm really hoping that Deadpool 3 is just called Cable and Deadpool, like the 2005 comic.
I'd be good with that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Just keep Domino, please.
Yes, more
Yes.
Zazie Beats.
Thank
Zazie Beats definitely MVP of this film. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I think that they did a great job with her character.
Yeah.
With what they did.
She did a lot with not a ton of screen time.
Yeah.
Certainly a bit of the VFX budget, though.
I'd like to see more Julian Dennison. He was really good in Hunt for the Wilder People. Mm-hmm. So it was nice. And it was nice that they let him keep his New Zealand accent, too, instead of trying to mask it. Unlike Eddie Marsan, who, of course, is British and didn't get to use his...
Well, then I think with the role that he was playing, they would have been too close to the other individual that is referenced and not really seen.
Yeah.
With a British accent, and we'll leave it at that. So yeah, those kind of work for me. Some of the CGI didn't really feel right for me. I mean, of course, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall and mentions, CGI fight coming up, and he's right. And I think that actually added to the fact that I didn't like that scene as much because it looked CGI, and it was pointed out that it's CGI.
Yeah.
I always have this big problem, and I realize this movie probably costs a lot of money. I don't know how much they spent on this movie, but I always have this thing where, like, if a movie's good enough and your CGI sucks, I'll forgive CGI. But if it's Infinity War and your CGI sucks, then it sucks.
Overall, technically, music-wise, I think the needle drops were good. I think the needle drops were well used.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Was there any other score besides needle drops? I don't know.
Yes, there was, and like that... The one music cue that we said earlier, I believe, was part of the score, and it was phenomenal. Most of it's just your basic Hollywood big budget.
Obviously, I wasn't paying attention. It wasn't John Williams, Silvestri, or
Ramin Djawadi.
or Goldstein. Is it Goldstein?
Goldsmith.
Yes.
Jerry Goldsmith.
Yep.
Yeah, or some Bernard Herrmann.
Coming out of the movie, what was your thoughts, Paul?
I had a good time. I really enjoyed this film. I laughed a lot. It's a lot of fun. It was a good film, not a great film. And I think it was probably the second best film I saw today.
It sounds so weird to hear you say the second best film I saw today.
That's right. For those of you who don't know, we do try to watch two maybe more movies a week. So Justin coming out of the theater, meet expectations, defied expectations, shot itself in the foot expectations.
Well, it pains me to say this. It didn't defy expectations. I wanted more Deadpool. It was not as good as the first one, in my opinion. It hit a lot of the same beats, the violence, the
Zazzy beats.
Zazzy beats. It did expand on the first one a little bit. Mm-hmm. It had less T.J. Miller, which I honestly feel like that may have been a good thing. It was good. The soundtrack was interesting. They kind of ran the gamut there.
Yeah, they were all over the place with this soundtrack. Like,
In a good way, I think.
yeah, it's definitely better than either of the Guardians films.
I don't think the runtime was too long.
Yeah, it ran 159.
That feels about right, and that's after coming from Infinity War, which was a long film, and it felt like it if you weren't prepared.
Yeah.
This I think maybe a little too long, like a little bit.
Yeah, I think some of the scenes were dragged out a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing where I felt like it took away from the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, there were definitely some scenes that were drug out that were unnecessary. So, Paul, coming out of the movie, met expectations, defied, fell on its face.
Honestly, I guess, like I said, going in, I was expecting a film that thought it was more clever than it actually was, and that's pretty much what I got. It was your regular superhero film, just chock full of fourth wall breaking and jokes.
So it was a Deadpool comic.
Yeah, and I like Deadpool as a character. I enjoyed this film. I would say it absolutely met every expectation I had for it.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of this film, it met my expectations. It didn't blow me away. Yeah, there were parts that didn't meet expectations, but overall it met expectations. And like we talked about in our Phase 1 review for Marvel, Ryan Reynolds was pretty much born to play this role.
Yeah,
Pretty much. Yeah, he's.
I mean, everyone says that, and I can't say it enough because I think it's completely accurate.
and I think you could feel the love from the first one, the genuine. I want to do this. I need to be this character. This is my thing. I still felt that was there, and that to me is what made that first movie special.
Yeah.
You expected it to go some weird places if you were a Deadpool fan, but you weren't expecting exactly where it was going to go, because even in the Marvel continuity, they don't step over some of the lines that they step over in these films.
Yeah.
So the first one felt real fresh and real new. This just felt a lot like the first one, but not so much a retread. So I don't want people to think I'm saying this is the exact same movie.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They do expand on the character. They do expand on the story. It's just it has the exact same feeling as the first one. Plus, you get Cable, who's a really cool character.
And if you like the first one, I don't think you're disappointed.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. So that brings us to our conclusion part, where we actually decide what we think of this. So, Justin, on our scale, what are you going to give this?
I've got to go damn great. I got everything I wanted out of the movie. I got the laughs. I got the characters. I got some new friends for the journey. So yeah, damn great.
So, Paul, your examiner's report grade.
I think on our scale, I'm also going damn great. If I were grading this, it would probably be a straight B. I think I gave the last one a B plus. Like I said, I like the first one. I thought they did some good things in this. I thought a couple of things were dragged out a little too much. But overall, it's a fine film, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm also going to go damn great. It hit all the Deadpool notches. It was not... I didn't walk in expecting the exact same movie, and I came out not getting the exact same movie. I got the same type of humor and everything, which is what Deadpool is. So... There we have it. 3 damn greats for Deadpool 2. So please tell us below whether you liked it, you hated it, did he break the fourth wall enough for you? Ryan Reynolds, feel free to let us know what you think of it, because we know you're pretty active out there on social media.
We do respond to tweets.
Yep. And I'd like to thank Paul for always being here.
Too sweet.
And I'd like to thank Justin for taking the time to actually... get involved with the channel and vote and also coming along with us. It
Well,
was
thank you. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And of course, if you like what we're doing, we want to start doing some more original content. Feel free to jump on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/drinkingagemovies, and throw a couple dollars our way. We'd really appreciate it. So, again, thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, keep rolling.
Yeah!